right. Hello, hello, hello. Hope you're all having a good one. Running a little rush tonight. Was off watching a movie with my wife. And then came and hastily set up the stream. So, pardon the unpreparedness, so to speak. I'm going to get these chat windows set up. Hey, what's good, Afia? Welcome back. Switch that over to live chat. All right. Back on last Epoch. Though that was kind of a shame what happened with our Path of Exile stream. That got cut short. Let's make sure. Yeah, mic's working. Hey, what up, Niche? All right. Hopefully all of y'all are having a very merry Christmas Eve. All right. Wait, did you see the Blade Storm node they showed? I did not. I've been busy all day. Well, let's see. Let me open up my Discord. No, that's not it. Hey, what up, Mr. Orange? Hey, you ready for Christmas? Yeah, we're getting there, man. We're getting there. Was a while ago, November even. No, then you're gonna have to refresh me. What's multi-strike hitting? Oh wait, yeah, that does sound familiar. Yeah, well, welcome on in, Mr. Orange. Multi-strike hit main target with sword. Yeah, I recall what you're saying. That way you could use it for more damage against a single target. Want to build a multi-strike auto smiter? Hey, that's a great node for it. Man, I'm having a blast with PoE 2, but it keeps crashing my whole PC. I've heard it. There's definitely issues with it. Crashing PCs depending on what your rig is. Elden Lord, if you know, do you have an Intel PC? An Intel based PC? Huh. I wasn't grinding this one last time. What was I grinding? I was grinding this one. Yeah, I was trying to get a better... Yeah, and are you running DirectX 12? Because everybody I heard who said they were having crashing, it seems like they're running Intel. No, you have an AMD CPU. You don't know if you're running DirectX 12. Okay. I don't have a fix for it. I'm just curious. I so far have had no issues other than the stream on Saturday. When you were running PoE 2 in DirectX 12, VRAM would be capped at all times. VRAM? Is it using that much VRAM? Is that what's crashing? Started crashing right after I updated Windows. Shake my head. Oh, okay. On Vulcan, it uses 2.8 gigabytes. Yeah, that should be enough. Or change it from DirectX to Vulcan. Yeah, I wonder if they got like a forum with like certain helps or anything. It's a DirectX 12 issue. Yeah, I just feel bad because I haven't had any issues with it. The only issue I had was like with my stream on Saturday. That came with the H24 Windows update. Okay. H24. H24 made it worse. Hey, what up, Valakira? Anyhow, when April comes, I want to try building Smite Warpath with VK if Devouring Orb procs off Warpath movement. That would be sick. I'll know closer what I'm going to play with. Like, as we get closer, you know, when they release more patch notes. Paladin's been my main love. I'd like to play Paladin again. It's a very smooth start. Like for 1.1, I started as a Void Knight, and like, yeah, sure, Void Knight was cool. I got the job done, but it's just always a little bit, you know, you can escape just a little bit more pain on Paladin. Well, Holy Aura and taking care of a huge amount of your endurance and resistances and stuff like that. Void Knight looks like it's going to be insane. I might try like a Paladin like Vengeance node, you know? Like level his hammers, but I might like, since Vengeance is going to scale with fire damage, I might try that out. That sounds pretty cool. Then I could still use my tried and true like ignite hammers for leveling, but it's going to depend on how much gets changed in Sentinel. And we'll know more closer, so that's why I'm reserving what I'm going to start with. And then, of course, I'll be playing Void Knight directly after that. I mean, come on. Multi-strike with smite's going to be pretty fun because the only issue currently is that you can't proc smite off of single targets. Okay. I've never tried any sort of melee smite build. I should. Just because, you know, I would always be like, hammers are better. The end. Now it's obviously not the case. Are you talking about Aurelis, Afia, using Aurelis to proc smite? What about Polaris? You're always playing Sentinel as a caster for some reason. Well, Sentinel's just, you know, kind of a decent class to just be able to build into different directions. You know, you can do pure tank. You can also do you could do like a melee frontline. You could also do kind of like, you know, the armored mage, the battle mage. Using Kolnavar and Aurelis, okay. Going Lightning Smite, okay. This must be giving me like life or something. I did not start off with 5,000 health. Right. Yeah, that was the biggest trick you can do with the hammers. You know, you don't have to live with the reduced cast speed because hey, hammers are proccing it. I mean, let's admit it. That's secretly why they nerfed it, right? You bypass the mechanic we put in the game. Kind of feel like it was intended as a battle magey thing for smites, proc out of other skills. Yeah, it just feels cool too, you know? Okay, so you're talking about multi-strike here. Each additional sword is replaced with smite. Okay, so each additional sword, I see what you mean. The swords, which cannot attack a single target, are replaced with smite. Got it. And you can use a relish, which does proc smite, but only when you hit a boss. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess I'll get chilled. Which feels kind of, Bladestorm would be interesting though. I just wonder if it will proc 3 smites per hit on a single target, which feels kind of OP. Would be nice if they made smite unlock earlier as well. Yeah, what do you gotta invest 20 points into the Sentinel tree, right? So minimum, if you're not doing any side quests, would be, I believe, what, level 21? Because you don't get any points for level 1. Gotta be a melee to swap to caster. Swap. Word of the day, chat. Swap. Swap. Well, thank you for everybody coming in here today. I appreciate it. Hopefully you're all having a good one. Thank you for joining me on this fine evening. Just wanted to get in a little bit of last Epoch with you guys. I was trying to record a video last night for YouTube. I wanted to showcase, in case, you know, nobody was here and missed the couple streams where we did with the Paladin bleed build. I wanted to do a showcase, but my voice was just not with it last night. Every time I tried recording, I get 2 minutes in and I just start coughing. Not sure why. I'm like, well, this is not conducive to a good YouTube video. Hey guys, Bike here. swap. Anyway, I'm gonna BRB and eat. Yeah, sure. See you soon, pal. Still playing some LA here and there. Made an interesting cold spell blade and some weird druid beastmaster hybrid. I like hearing about the weird. I like hearing about the weird and off meta builds. They're always fun. Oh, wait, could you do like a leader of the pact build? Yeah, isn't it like only a couple points dips? You only have to dip like a couple points into Beastmaster, so could you be a werebear with like a couple bears? Or at least a bear, you know? I'm not saying it'd be good, but you know. I think you can do at least a couple minions. Right. With a Spriggan. Okay. Cold Spellblade. And Thorn Totem healing with cold. Oh, okay. Yes, using a unique one-handed sword with some cold stuff on it. Uses ward for surviving. I haven't jumped into empowers yet, but down 3 harbingers so far with it. Okay. I still can't get over the build diversity in LE. Some are great, others are terrible, but it's fun to experiment. Oh, for sure. That's one of the best things about the game, man. Like, the game still has life just because of the sheer amount of random builds you can do. Though I will admit, like, if you want to start doing really well, sometimes you start seeing a lot of the same items. For the next update for the season is bringing some really great things, but it's not until April, but it's worth the wait. I mean, based off everything they've been revealing and everything they've been teasing, like, yeah, hopefully it's substantial, and I'm hoping after this update, Last Epoch can find some footing and at least release content with some sort of regularity. You know what I'm saying? Like, this has been very irregular. We had the game come out, and then they said 3 to 4 months. Well, like 5.5 months later, we get Harbingers of Ruin. And then it's like, yeah, we still want to maintain 3 to 4 months. And then it's, well, guys, we're having an issue, so we're just going to reset the issue. No, they didn't even say that. Hey, guys, we're just going to reset the cycle. And then finally they fessed up and they're like, well, we're not going to be able to release anything until Q1 2025. So we're resetting the cycle, you know, have fun. And then it's like, okay, guys, we have exciting news to reveal. It's coming out. It's going to be called this season. We got all this great stuff planned, and it's now April 2025, which is later than their Q1 2025. So it's like, okay, guys, we're giving you, I'm throwing you a bone. I'm still streaming the game, right? I still believe in the company. I'm still here in the directory. But if it comes out in April and then they go silent for 8 months, I mean, I guess it's going to depend on the type of content. If it's really packed, then, you know, if I'm spending 2 months blasting, maybe I won't care, but who knows? I'm going to grab a drink real quick, guys. Be right back. let's get into this. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of push this build as is. There's certainly some upgrades to do it, but I am starting to feel a little bit of the, Warpath fatigue. I can only play Warpath for so long, you know? +3 to Rive, that's good. See, I want to get a tier 7 melee physical damage if wielding a sword. Because I got a build that I've been cooking up in my mind. It's not a half bad helmet. That is a T7 health. It's kind of a tanky, helmet. Look at all that armor. So yeah, I'll keep that one too. We're not keeping that. So yeah, let me adjust the loot filter after this. We could start looking for some of those items. But the build I'm cooking up in my head, we could probably start off as is. Like with just gear I already have. So yeah, let's put that one there. Okay, let's adjust the loot filter. Hey. Dual wielding better than sword? Hey, what up, Nixit? So, what we're doing here, we're using Wings of Argentus for the less damage taken. And then we're basically greedy for damage with this build. So we're capitalizing on this node, Cyclone of War. So we get a 10% global base critical strike chance with a sword. And then 75% fire penetration with a scepter. And so obviously if you have both, you get both those benefits. Then we've converted Warpath into fire damage. So with this node, we now have 10% global base critical strike chance. Dual wielding. Oh, yeah. Dual wielding better than a shield. It's going to depend. Because dual wielding obviously comes with that big glaring caveat of you take 9% more damage. So if your weapons aren't there, so to speak, you can definitely just use a shield until you can get something there. but we're able to cram a lot of nice offensive stats onto both weapons. And then I'm really leaning on Wings of Argentus here for that 20% less damage taken while moving. Okay. Nixit, thank you so much for the follow. We're on Twitch. Okay, yeah, let's edit this loot filter. Actually, let's see. Is there anything I don't need anymore? Oh, I only have 22 rules. We can have up to 75. So, recolor light blue. Emphasize. Add. We're looking for item type. One-handed. We just want one-handed swords. No, let's do one-handed axes as well. We're going to add affix. We're going to be looking for melee physical. More equal to tier 7. And then we're going to be looking, make it light blue, emphasize. Item type. Yeah, we're going to be, let's look for helmets. Let's look for very particular. What helmets would I be comfortable using? A Myrmidon, a Leonine, Terror Crowns, whatever. But sure, let's throw down Terror Crown. I don't know about a spiked helm. And then we're going to add affix. Right, this would be a sentinel. Melee damage if wielding a sword. More equal to tier 6. Emphasize. Item type, we're going to be looking for body armor. Champion Regalia. Augury plate's not too bad. And Myrmidon plate's not too bad. Sure. Affix. Melee physical damage if wielding a sword. Advanced options. More equal to tier 6. Cool. See if we can't find some of those affixes. Honestly, I'm trying to think. There might be like some... maybe not on the body armor, but... I need... I'll edit those when I get out of here. So, Nixit, do you play a lot of Sentinel? Okay, yeah. Let's change. Let's change the swords. No, let's change the helmets. Because I could potentially slam these. The body armors, I don't really think there's anything I'd slam it into. So I'll just keep it at that. A little fire and ice action. Sure. Not today. You mostly played Forge Guard, but you do have a nice Paladin. Nice. If you play Sentinel, this is your place to be. I mean, yeah, unashamedly, I'm a bit of a Sentinel stan. He's using a wand, playing him like a caster. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Primalist is your go-to. You have so many. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool to have a nice go-to class. I'm the same way, except Sentinel's my go-to. But I have a little bit of everything. Yep, let's just keep pushing it. Yeah, because they got all those like little different buffs. You know, it's like, oh, aspect of the shark, aspect of the bee, aspect of the, you know, snake, aspect of the lynx, aspect of the myrmidon, aspect of the, you know, obviously I made some of those up, but... Yeah, Primalist can be confusing. You really need to dive deep into the skill trees. Exactly. You need to actually read and see what everything does. You know, aspect of the shark, aspect of the lynx, aspect of the boar. You know, aspect of the boar is actually kind of a big one, right? That's a lot of damage reduction. 600 corruption. Sure. Okay, so when you hit a bleeding enemy with a melee attack, all bleed stacks on that enemy double in speed. Interesting. Maybe we could go a little bit of a bleed route, huh? Idols. One of my best builds that I got to over 300 corruption with is Poison Scorpion build. I literally just walk up and smack things with swipe to activate the Scorpion's AoE over and over like a poison bomb. It's pretty fun. Oh, that sounds cool. You still hate this dragon? Yeah, he's annoying. Okay, cool. We got a cookbook fan here. Yeah. Cookbook does like his Poison Nova Scorpion, that's for sure. Valdir's Chalice. Okay. And that's always the best way to do it, Mr. Orange. That way you're kind of familiar with it, and then when you're looking at a guide, you actually know what they're talking about instead of like, uh-huh. Yeah, sure, I'll just do that, you know? Because it's not necessarily like, I'm not going to say like, you know, the guide is wrong, but it could be they play a certain way that doesn't really suit you. And so then you fine tune it to suit you. And since you actually kind of are familiar with it, you're able to fine tune the areas that suit your play style instead of just knowing nothing about the build. See, there you go, man. Just doing your research, doing your due diligence. Man, the arena is such a great tool. The training dummies, that is. And sometimes the tool, yeah. We had that issue when I was doing the Master Yi build. You don't need to know anything about the Master Yi build. I mean, if you're interested, it's on my YouTube, but there was a node where literally the tooltip was wrong. It was saying, now I don't know if it's wrong or if there's just a bug in the game, but the tooltip said if you take this node, this primary node behaves differently now, and it was not doing that. It was basically I was stacking a whole bunch of bleed and somebody's saying, hey, because you took this node, you actually need to be stacking a whole bunch of ignite for that build to work. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even realize that. Okay, cool. Let me go try this out. So I went and stacked a whole bunch of ignite and my damage fell off a cliff. I'm like, wait, it shouldn't be doing that. According to this, it should be taking my ignite damage into account, and we realized the node was bugged or the tooltip was wrong. Yeah, exactly. Another reason why they're taking their time on releasing the next update. I mean, let real talk here. Real talk. And I think you guys can agree with me on this. I don't think last Epoch was ready for release. I feel like EHG got pressured because Diablo dropped the ball. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I came to last Epoch because Diablo 4 sucked on release. And the last Epoch got a huge influx of people who were burned by Diablo 4 dropping the ball. Now, I feel like Diablo 4 has turned the ship around for sure. They borrowed some ideas from last Epoch, but for sure, like, Diablo 4 is better now. But nonetheless, at the time, like, last Epoch was getting all of this, like, all these people coming in, and then there was a ton of people going, I'll come back on release. I'll come back on, like, when the game comes out, I will play it. And I feel like they were like, let's release the game, and I don't think the game was ready yet. And then they're announcing we're going to be doing all this. We're going to be releasing content every 3 or 4 months. We were talking about that earlier. They haven't hit that mark. They've been hurt by some Path of Exile releases as well. So, yeah, I think they're trying to catch up on everything. So I have high hopes for April that they patch a lot of stuff out of the game, and that they this might feel like the true release of the game, hopefully. They'd rather see great content that takes longer than crap content that comes out faster. Yeah, I wasn't overly thrilled with the expansion. I thought Diablo had been doing decently well with their seasons leading up to the expansion, but the expansion, like I thought the expansion was okay. It's just, it was very clearly the Spiritborn was just so overpowered, and they did not want to do anything about it. It made playing anything else just feel blah, you know? Crap, got an ad. Oh, pff. Screw the ads. Yeah. Yeah, apologies, Mr. Orange. I don't want you guys to feel pressured to subscribe to me because of ads, but unfortunately, it's the name of the game on Twitch. I have to run ads, so I try and have them run every 30 minutes, but usually our conversations are not based around the ads. This helps you. I appreciate it. Thank you. I just don't want anybody to be like, oh God, there's an ad. We're having a great conversation. Fine, subscribe. But if there's anybody else here, and if there's ads playing and we're in the middle of like a conversation, you could say got an ad, and then I'll stop and we can pick it up afterwards. But again, Mr. Orange, thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. Thank you. It helps out a lot. But for LE to even be in the conversation with D4 and PoE is amazing. Yes, I do agree. Considering the size of the teams, LE's team is vastly dwarfed by the likes of Diablo 4 and Path of Exile. And that's what I get for staring at chat. Who cares? Yeah. And you can see the influence of Last Epoch. Like, a lot of their ideas have been lifted by the other games, which is great. I love that. I love the fact that it's been lifted by the other games. I just... Yeah, Last Epoch's a little bit slower to capitalize on some of that. Like, I don't know if you guys noticed, if you've been playing Path of Exile 2, if you're a hardcore enjoyer, you guys notice that, oh, you don't lose your character, it just goes to softcore. Now, for most hardcore enthusiasts, guess what you do? You delete the character and, you know, maybe save the gear if you ever want to go to softcore and you start a new one. But for some people out there, they might be willing to give hardcore a try now because it's not like all of your work will be deleted. Sure, you'll lose access to your hardcore stash, but your character won't be gone. And I thought that was a great idea that Last Epoch implemented. Path of Exile 2 just won't be for you. You can already tell Last Epoch's your speed. Last Epoch's definitely been my speed, but I've been giving Path of Exile 2 its fair shake. It's just, you know, right now they're in a growing phase because the game's in early access, and so they're constantly making changes. So I've only been playing the game once a week. I stream it on Saturdays. Typically Saturdays I like to try and check out other games. And so the flavor of the month has been Path of Exile 2. And I think that's a good speed. That gives me enough time to catch up with what they changed. That way I don't go too far in one direction and then that gets changed. Then I'm like, great, there goes a couple days worth of progress. I don't blame them at all for balancing the game. I don't want to have something erased because they deemed something too powerful. And I mean, like, real talk, when I play Path of Exile 2, I do have a good time. I have a great time on Path of Exile 2. It's just, especially after playing Path of Exile 2, if I then, like, turn around and play Last Epoch, it's just like, oh my gosh. This just feels so good. When I get on Last Epoch, oh man, I just love it. Oh, it's just like, oh dude, it's hard to describe. Hard to describe. It's just like, oh, this is it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, same thing when I play Diablo. Like, I typically will dive a bit more into Diablo. Mostly because I know they're not going to make any major changes. Like, after a season comes out, they're not just going to immediately nerf everything. I think they learned their lesson from that. That's what really burned me. That's what made me walk away from Diablo the first time was... Yeah, I blasted hardcore. I hit level 100 in the preseason, right, when the game came out. And then season 1 hits, and they did that massive just nerf everything patch. And I played for a little while after that, and I'm like, this ain't it, Chief. And so Baldur's Gate came out. I played Baldur's Gate for a little while. And then I heard about this little game called Last Epoch. And so I started playing Last Epoch in September. And I shit you not, I did not touch Diablo until May of 2024. Yeah, that does sound fun. I think one good thing about Diablo, and this mostly has to do with the size of the team, you know you're going to be getting new content. You know they're going to be hitting that date. Like what was the latest? What was sure, their expansion got delayed by a couple hours on the day of release. Okay, yeah, sure. That did suck, especially if you took time off for it. But for the most part, it didn't get delayed by months. You knew the content would be there, and sure enough, the content was there. And you can jump in and you can play it. They're pretty reliable for that. So I give them credit in that regard, but at the same time, let's do the size of the company. They can just churn out stuff. Not everything's a banger. And like Mr. Orange was saying, sometimes they just churn out pure crap. I finally got to maps. Now it's time to have fun with PoE, right? Right? It's time to have fun. Wait until you get to those later levels, Jolteon. Apparently, just like Path of Exile 1, you do lose XP on death at the later levels. Oh, that might be a little distracting. Yeah, exactly. I mean, when you got nothing, sure. I fear I won't ever get to that point. Yeah. And I'm not going to knock them. This has been around since Path of Exile 1. Like, you got to know what you're signing up for. I think that should be more stated, though. You know, how many casuals have gotten into Path of Exile 2? I would say a fair amount of casual enjoyers have gotten into Path of Exile 2. I think a lot of them have dropped off after Act 1. That was a bit of a meat grinder. Not gonna lie. I mean, they should probably tone down the difficulty a little bit for Act 1 and 2. I got to maps on PoE for the first time, then quit. Act 2 is where it nearly got me, and you know what? That apparently... Yeah, there's a lot of more of the casual enjoyers who have dropped out after Act 1 and especially Act 2. I mean, I'm still sticking with it, but I'm just going at it slowly. I said, Jolteon, I won't consider this a spoiler. How many acts in Path of Exile 2 is there? The only game I really followed any sort of build guides was Diablo 3. After that, I wanted a game to try my own stuff, and LE. Yeah, because LE has some of the best respecking in the game. And the crafting is... I'm not going to say bar none, but the crafting is very good in Last Epoch. There's 6 at the moment, but you replay Act 1 through 3 again, just harder. Okay. Is that cruel difficulty? I've heard some people mention that. Old style Diablo 2. Okay, yeah. There's 6 in total, but they wanted you to be able to do in-game than just story. D3 has guides built into the game. 15,000% damage increase means you press that button. Yeah, yeah. That sounds like it.
Stand down or die.
I yearn for a good Hydra build in Diablo 4. Oh, shit. Just wanted to pop in before I sleep for the night. Got work in the morning and need to be well rested for Christmas Eve in retail. Enjoy your evening, guys. Have a good Christmas. Yeah, Merry Christmas, Jolteon. Thanks for being here, man. And good luck with what you got going on, man. Good luck. Thank you, Jolteon. Happy holidays. So what do you guys got planned for the holidays? You guys do anything special? The last Epoch, that's special, right?
I cannot do that.
Got the week between Christmas and New Year's off. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Well, not really. What do you mean, Afia? You don't have anything planned? Just church with the wife and kids tomorrow evening, and then food, Christmas movies, and relaxing, doing the bigger family thing on the 27th. The usual Xmas stuff. I got you. Okay, nice holiday service, Christmas Eve service at the church, and then Christmas movies and relaxing. And then bigger stuff on the 27th. Awesome. I got a dentist appointment on the 27th. It's actually not a half bad roll. So hopefully we get more weavers out of it. What about you? Anything crazy? No, not really. So I do ride share on the side, and last Christmas Eve was actually a pretty profitable day. Probably because nobody else was driving and there were still people going to holiday parties and stuff. So I think I'm going to be doing that tomorrow evening. It'll depend. And then Christmas Day, just going to be spending it with the wife. Christmas is her favorite holiday, so we're going to have some movies planned. Watch all of the classics. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Frosty and the Snowman, National Lampoons. I'm probably going to watch Die Hard tomorrow because that took place on Christmas Eve. And Die Hard, yeah. Yeah, I typically try to watch. Here every year there's Home Alone. Yeah, so we watched that earlier. The family and I, we watched that on Thanksgiving because there was no real Thanksgiving movies. We just watched Home Alone 1 and 2. Yeah, I typically like to watch Die Hard on Christmas Eve. I watched a few already. I watched The Muppet Christmas Carol for the first time. It was actually pretty good. Yeah, that's a great one. Muppet Christmas Carol is great. Let's see what my mods are. Just 30% increase health. Wait, Die Hard Xmas is a thing? Yes. It is. It takes place on Christmas Eve. It has several strong Christmas elements throughout the film. Family, reconciliation, money, loot, presents. Oh, yeah. I wholeheartedly consider Die Hard a Christmas movie. And the debate around it has only grown over the years, you know? Before it used to be, oh, look at this psycho saying Die Hard is a Christmas movie. There's actually entrenched camps now on whether or not Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Bruce Willis weighed in, you know, before his aphasia diagnosis. You know, hopefully he's doing better. But he said something pretty cheeky. They asked him, is Die Hard a Christmas movie? He said it's a Bruce Willis movie. Like, thanks, Bruce. That really settles the debate right there. Yeah, Die Hard 2 is also on Christmas. Yeah, every 4th of July, I gotta watch Live Free or Die Hard, the 4th one, right? My brother and I actually really love Live Free or Die Hard. We still quote that movie to this day. Wikipedia considers it a holiday movie. This isn't a Christmas movie. Oh, yes, it is. Gremlins is definitely a Christmas movie. Yeah, did they like it? They loved it. Okay, sweet. I legit cannot remember what the movie is about. Well, it's about a Mogwai named, what do they name it? Gadget? And, it takes place on Christmas. Gizmo, there we go. Message retracted. Hey, what up, Kill on YouTube? I don't know why you retracted your message, but hello. Thank you for the likes over on YouTube, guys. All right. Let's get it rolling. What kind of belt we got? All right. $19 Weaver's Will. Let's go. Got to show me a code of the erase you got with a posted link. Sounds like a plan, my friend. I'll check it out here in a little bit. Let me click on this and let's get to shredding. Let's check this out. What do we got today? +3 to Void Cleave. +3 to Strength. 15 Endurance. All resistance to channeling. The fact that you got +3 to Void Cleave on a code inventory Sentinel. Well done, my friend. Well freaking done. Let's open up these chat windows again. And the T5 Endurance, yes, sir.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Seems pretty fitting. Let me see. What does my current Eye of Rain? How many of these I got? I got these two. Okay. Weapos. So this is my current selection of let's see if I got any more. Hold up. Eye of Rain. Okay, let's see. What do I got here? Eye of Rain. Eye of Rain. Eye of Rain. Yeah, here we go. Eye of Rain. Eye of Rain. Okay, cool, cool, cool. I have a nice little selection here. For my 1.1 days. Oh, wait. Oh, I got some more Eyes of Rain right here. Okay. I might want Nemesis a few of these. This one with the 34, that's a T6, but 100% chance right here. This is the one, chat. This is the one. Hopefully Nemesis will be kind to me. Wait, why did I pick this? Get rid of that. Wait. Yeah, get rid of that. Okay. Nemesis, be kind to me. Give me something useful. Oh, this tab is full. Okay. Accessories. Now, there's light mages everywhere. Jeez, lay off! Avian maps are such fun. Yeah, sarcasm indeed. Almost as fun as Stygians, maybe. Maps. Jeez! What in the... Who let the birds out, man? The dudes rather spin with the rock or just throw a bunch of small ones around. I think I know what you're talking about. Wow, that caught me way off guard. I was like, greetings and salutations, Air Dragon. Welcome back. You've been subscribed for 15 months. Man, I feel like, dude, like, I only set enough badge colors up to 12 months because I didn't know if anybody would actually stick around past that. Freaking Air Dragon out here just breaking records. I gotta set up like a 2-year badge. I gotta create the Air Dragon badge now, you know? I know what I'll do. Instead of a badge, I'll just put the Sparky emote, man. This badge is made in honor of Air Dragon. Dragon icon. Well, the Sparky emote right here is like his favorite emote. Unfortunately, Sparky lost out as my most popular emote by 1 use. Air Dragon said he was going to step up his game after that. Yeah, so Bike, why did your badge icons, you know, go from being chef's hats to all of a sudden just a picture of a dog with a waffle in his mouth? Yeah. It won't be a problem. Because Air Dragon deserves it. Because I think the only people who've been subscribed to me longer than Air Dragon would be Trader and my wife, and they both got founders badges. Air Dragon found me just like maybe he was like my 12th subscriber, right? So the founders badge only applies. The founders badge only applies to the first 10 people who subscribe to you, and then they have your badge for life. Even if they, you know, quit subscribing to you and then come back, they will have a founders badge. Dude, Air Dragon out here just handing off gifts. Hello, I have a question. When you stabilize your first timeline, it restarts and you open 2 higher timelines, but what else happens when the timeline is stabilized? The level still 58. I heard it's supposed to upgrade the challenge. Can you explain, please? Yeah. Give me a moment to get through this echo, and I'll explain it to you. So was that Ike? Was that Yell? Yo, Ike. Or Ick. Depending on your pronunciation. So is it I'm taking it that this is your first time playing and you've just completed Fall of the Outcasts. And instead of progressing, you want the challenge in Fall of the Outcast to get harder. So, in a timeline, when you stabilize it, right, by defeating this boss, that actually does not increase the difficulty. What increases the difficulty is these little purple platforms. Just, it gets harder. So there's layers to this, all right? So let me start peeling back the onion for you because there's layers here. It's these increase the difficulty. These little purple platforms with like the little pyramid on them, right? These are what increase the difficulty. You're going to fight something called a shade of Orbis. And when you defeat Orbis, you're going to get a corruption number, right? Corruption directly affects the difficulty. So you notice right here, enemies have 624% more health and damage. This is influenced by two different modifiers, your corruption number and these numbers right here, these modifiers. They will increase this. This is where a lot of your difficulty comes from. Is this number right here, which is directly affected by corruption. Now you're still in the normal monoliths, right? So the highest corruption you can attain in normal monoliths is 50. It is capped. And the level of the enemies will still be level 58 with just those modifiers applied. So that's not going to be much of a challenge. The main way you progress after you complete Fall of the Outcast, your goal, you can take either route you want. Technically, this side going up here is faster. Your goal is to complete these 3 timelines. After you complete these 3 timelines, you're going to fight your first Harbinger. After defeating your first Harbinger, all of these timelines will be unlocked for you, and they will become empowered. What that means is when you fight in an empowered monolith, which is what I'm doing right now, the level of all the enemies will be level 100, and the minimum corruption is going to be 100. Right? Now, you do get some benefits here. These blessings, you will be able to get a now upgraded blessing, so to speak, called Grand Blessings, and they're better than the best regular blessings you can get. No, you don't need to clear all of them the first time around. You just need to clear these 3. After that, it unlocks everything for you. I've done it many times. So the fastest way is to go up this side of the tree. Now, if you want to, you can unlock each timeline and complete the boss. But what you really just need to do is complete these 3 timelines. And after you complete your last of these 3 timelines, that is when the boss will, that is when you will fight your first Harbinger. Whichever one. You could do Spirits of Fire, Last Ruin, and then Age of Winter. You stabilize that timeline, and then you will fight your first boss. Yeah, and they'll slowly get you up to 50 corruption. Yes, sir. Or ma'am. Not sure. Yes, person. But I would not recommend that. Ads. Okay, we'll wait. Elden Cash Lord over on YouTube. I know PoE 2 is in early access, but there are things that Last Epoch has done that has set a standard every ARPG needs to follow, crafting and factions. Yeah, the crafting in Last Epoch is very good. Now, I know Path of Exile has their own crafting that is apparently pretty in-depth as well. I haven't fully explored it, so I'm not going to say which one's better. I do like the crafting in Last Epoch a lot. It's very easy to get a hold of. Crafting, you know, quotations. So is it the same until I kill the purple echo? It's not harder yet, no. PoE 2 crafting feels a little too random. I don't know enough to comment. I will say, from what I've seen, it does feel pretty RNG. I've crafted some cool stuff, but that's because I got lucky. Yeah, so it's not harder yet. The main way to make it harder at where you're at in the game right now, Ike, would be to just go to the next timeline. You can go either Stolen Lance or Black Sun. Now, Afia made a good point. I've played this game. Remove the alteration, made it 1 chance craft per item. Like I said, I don't know enough. I'll take your guys' word for it. So, Afia made a good point. Since this is your first time, I've played this game so much, I just start here, I go up this side of the tree of the pathway, and then I do these 3, and I'm in Empowered, right? Since this is your first time, it is probably a good idea to do every single timeline, right? Do every single timeline so you can get a feel for what the bosses are going to be like. And then that way, when you go into Empowered, it's not like you've never fought Admiral Harton, or you've never fought, what's his face, Argentus, or you've never fought the Frost Lich. Yeah, sure. Absolutely. If you want it to get harder, you could definitely start going up this side. Excuse me, this side of the pathway first. Here, I'll give you an example, Ike. So, I got a purple guy right here. I'm going to go ahead and fight him right now. All right. So, if you saw, my corruption was at 605. Now, here's the nice thing, Ike. In Empowereds, there is no cap to corruption. It is endless. So, you got to fight this guy. He has random move sets. So when you fight Orbis for the first time, he may not necessarily be throwing all this frost stuff and summoning meteors on your head. He might be doing something completely different. Oh, shoot. Well, you try not to die, but whatever. But yeah, you beat this guy, and then he upgrades your corruption. Yeah, kind of like Shane Sun of Mortal Kombat. He has different random move sets. So, and that could even happen. So, like, I died to Orbis here. Now, I could fight him again, and if I fight him on this exact platform, he'll have those same movesets, right? But, like, let's say I unlock a different one down here. He's gonna have different movesets. Now, they might end up being the same, but for the most part, they're gonna be different. Ike, thank you for the follow. I prefer it to be number 500, but I prefer round numbers. Oh, shoot. I'm like, what did Air Dragon post? Oh, dead. Okay, so Air Dragon, real talk. What are your thoughts on Path of Exile 2? Being somebody who's played a lot of Path of Exile 1. I know you said you haven't come back. You already know me. I've been going very slowly on Path of Exile 2. Well, I've only been doing one stream a week. Makes me sad the Warriors low tier. That's what I've been playing too. Apparently I decided to make the game harder for myself by playing the Warrior. I mean, I'm like halfway through Act 2, I think. We didn't get too far on Saturday when I streamed because my stream bugged out. Like on YouTube, like I had like a green screen. YouTube was like, there's something wrong with your video. And then on Twitch, like, I still had video, but nobody was getting audio. It was so weird. I had to end the stream. Great game. Needs more of the missing parts to make it a full game. I hate the first trial choice. Not spoiling in case people out there want to go in blind. Everybody seems to be playing Monk, Cold, or Witch Spark. Yeah, there certainly seems to be easier classes to try. The way they decided to do ascendancies in PoE 2 is very dubious. From what I've been hearing from a lot of people is it doesn't feel as new player friendly as many would be hoping for. PoE 2 beta testing was more for range. Not a lot of melee centric gems. No, and you only got the one weapon. What's good, Gone Fleece? Yeah, that's true. I've never had a broken stream before. I've had disconnections. I've lost internet while streaming before, which is embarrassing, but I've never had that. PoE was never beginner friendly. That's true, Afia, but at the same time, many were like PoE 2 was low key touted as being a more beginner friendly entry into PoE. PoE 2 is friendlier than PoE 1. The systems are. I don't know if the combat is. PoE 2 is light years ahead of PoE 1, beginner friendly. I will say the systems in PoE 1 are way more complex. Yeah, Gone Fleece over on YouTube. I'm certainly looking forward to seeing swords and axes added. That way we can get, more melee focused gems. PoE 2 is a lot slower in comparison to PoE 1. Yeah, that's true. Combat is warrior. Yeah, at the same time, I am playing warrior. How many hours I have in PoE without telling the hours? I got 4 mirrors as Radra. Okay, so Ike is low-key a PoE god, apparently, because you got 4 mirrors as a drop, not as a trade. Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. I've been hearing that warrior gets like starts doing pretty well later on, and I'm fine with that. I mean, hell, I stuck with Druid in Diablo 4 base long enough until, I was just killing everything, but it took a while to get there. Same, I'm more melee build in PoE 1, a lot of casts on crit rogues. Yeah, I got you. I don't have a ton of Path of Exile experience. I got annoyed with Path of Exile 1, so I put the game down. But I could definitely see that this was a great game. It just, I wasn't vibing with it. I like the changes they made to PoE 2. I don't mind that the combat is a little, I mean, at least as a warrior, I don't mind that it's a little rough. Certainly, it seems like if I was playing a different class, I might have an easier time, but I'm just sticking with warrior. I like the fantasy of it. I mean, hell, I'm a Sentinel main on last Epoch. I'm used to getting shit. To be honest, I find it easier than PoE 1. At least you understand somewhat why you die. That's true. Well, since the main way I die in Path of Exile 2 is the bosses, and it's pretty easy to correct what I was doing wrong. Well, I feel encouraged by what people are saying that Warrior is tough. Warrior is tough to get going, but it gets really good later on. I'm cool with that promise. If Warrior was just tough and never, amounted to much of anything later on, then I'd be like, whatever, I'm out. But if there's the promise of, this class can low-key get pretty busted, then I'm here for it. I just got to get there first, right? Oh, like last Epoch, like how you died, what killed you, what the damage type was, how much you died by, what the total damage was. And people haven't given them enough love yet. Hey, so Ike, when you get into there, man, like, as somebody who has a lot of experience in Path of Exile 1, like, it probably goes without saying, but Bone Shatter, like somebody on YouTube, one of my people over on YouTube, on Saturday was like, "Yo, you gotta be using Bone Shatter," and I'm like, "Okay." I wasn't really a big fan of it, but once I got it down, I was like, "Why have I not been using this?" Like, it started getting hella fun. Bone Shatter's the only good skill? Oh, come on. What are you saying, Afia? Dude, on Saturday, you saw, like, you were here, right? I was taking the shield walls. I was throwing them down. I was putting a totem behind it. The totem would explode. It would send that shield wall into shrapnel everywhere. I was throwing down earthquakes. I was doing the roly-poly. I was doing the Bone Shatter. Man, dude, I was having a blast. And then my computer decided to take a freaking shit and, you know, stop sending the stream signals. I was not here. Oh, bro. Oh, bro. Yeah, I unlocked. It's like a level 6 or 7 skill or something. You have to have a shield, but you throw down like this wall, this barrier. You can even block enemies with it, but so like you throw down this wall, right? Let's imagine my cursor is trying to do something. It throws down this wall. So you can block enemies. They can attack it. They can break down pieces of it. But if you use something that can create like a slam effect, like earthquake or totem or like the roly-poly, it'll explode it, sending shrapnel everywhere. Like I said, I only got to Act 2 with Warrior and progressed with just auto attack and Bone Shatter. I mean, to be fair, like, the ability that I'm talking about, I didn't get until, you know, like wherever I am in Act 2. I thought Earthquake was pretty decent. Probably a 6 skill. Yeah, maybe it's a 6 skill. I think it was like 6 or 7. I've been playing it like... Yo, Earthquake wasn't too bad. I apologize for my poor conjuration. I never take any English classes. I understand you just fine, Ike. That's the trap of the warrior. It wasn't too bad. This guy, man. There you go. That's the trap. It wasn't too bad. So one thing I started doing in Act 2, because you know how you can equip 2 different sets of weapons? So what I was doing is I would put a 2-hander in my first set, and then on my second set, I'd put a 1-hander and a shield, right? And then I set my skills up in a way, when I use one skill, it'll automatically switch to my 2-hander, but then I'd still have the option to raise a shield. And it would also let me use... like any shield skills I wanted. So most of my damage was coming from my 2-hander, but if I ever raise my shield or use a shield skill, it would auto switch to those. So it was weird, but it was cool at the same time, because I could be doing all this damage with a 2-hander and then immediately switch to a shield, you know, stuff was going sideways. You want a combo with shield charge? Shield charge is definitely in the game. Wait, you can replace those weapons if there's an egg. Yeah, Ike, if there's an egg, you can put a unique weapon that has no legendary potential. Oh, is that a T7? That is a T7. Oh, let's go. Let's freaking go. Also found I was looking at what to play with different classes in LE. I found your Master Yi, so I'm leveling my first Sentinel, switching from rogues. Hey man, Master Yi, you could try out different weapons. It really pops off when you have the Eternal Eclipse, for sure. I look forward to hearing how the build works out for you, Gone Fleece. I'm glad you know people are out there enjoying the builds I put out. You know, I'm trying to keep the lights on for last Epoch. You know, trying to do my part because there's still a lot of life left in this game, and hopefully a lot more in April. Oh, for sure, LE has a lot going for it. Yeah, man. Yeah. So the next cycle, and they're going back to it was never there to begin with, but they're going to the seasons naming scheme now. So season 2 comes out in April 2025. No date in April, so it could be any date in the month of April. It could be April 1st. It could be April 30th. Oh shoot. Yeah, they want it to be good. I have high hopes. LE can compete with PoE and build variety and has more quality of life features than any other ARPG, along with one of the best crafting systems. Tax Day surprise. Of course, Air Dragon's like that. That's Tax Day. Man, I want to take time off for it, but I'm not taking off the entire month. Yeah, kind of beginning of second quarter for sure. I'm not taking off the entire... Oh, God, if it's a giant April Fool's joke, oh, man, I might seriously consider putting the game down for a while. If they're like, psych! Where'd my idols tab go? Oh. Okay. That is bizarre. That reminds me of Diablo Immortal. Oh, God. He invoked Diablo Immortal, chat. I'm not dead. Hey, I survived.
Stand down or die.
Ah, I stopped moving. Schedule it for April 1st, but don't release it until April 15th. This guy. Okay, this guy needs to die, though I might need to cleanse a couple of these mods. He's doing necrotic damage. Frick. No, we don't want Mark for death. Enemies regenerate health. Terrible, no. 25% health. Sure. I hate that dragon. I think the mods that I got going on right now, the 30% endurance and physical damage is kind of messing me up. Release it on March 31st. There you go. Man. Ellie's playing the long game, man. Oh, right. Okay, Dragon. You're getting your butt kicked today. Oh, the great heavens. There we go. Ooh, finally. Someone let me out of my cage. PoE players will diss it because it's too easy, simple. Diablo will diss it because it's too complicated, hardcore. Now, if it was me, upon putting on my evil DM hat, I'd say it's April 30th, but for April 1st, I'd say it was release. It would be a modded version of Diablo 2 with LE models. Then on April 15th, release a legendary edition that gives you immediate access, but it's an alpha version of Season 2. Oh my gosh. What? Yo, just calm down, all right, Air Dragon? Just calm down. It's an alpha version of Season 2 on April 15th, but it comes out on April 30th, and then on April 1st. Okay, the April 1st was pretty funny, all right? I'm not gonna lie. Season 2 is here, everybody, and it's Diablo 2 with last Epoch models. Oh, that is pretty fracking hilarious. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here for tonight. Thank you so much for being here. As for tomorrow and Christmas Day, I'm leaning towards I'm not going to be streaming, but if...
All right, good night, bro.
Thank you. But if the schedule's aligning, I will be live on those days, but I'm expecting not to. Christmas is my wife's favorite holiday, so... We're probably going to be watching a lot of Christmas movies. Yeah, we're probably going to be watching a lot of Christmas movies. So if you're over here on Twitch, we're going to go ahead and raid Kane Lettern, fellow Last Epoch streamer. I think I've raided this guy before, and he seemed pretty cool. And he's playing Sentinel. You can't go wrong with that. So let me see what you guys are saying before I take off. Good night. Happy holidays. Enjoy your Die Hard. Thank you so much. So if I don't see you guys... before then, have yourself a merry little Christmas or happy holidays, and yeah, make sure to watch Betty White Christmas movies. They are way funnier than they should be. Absolutely. Let's see what you guys are saying on YouTube. Thank you so much for being here, guys. If you're over here on Twitch, say hi to Kane for us. Peace out. All right, YouTube, thank you so much for rocking with me tonight, guys. Really appreciate you guys being here, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon. Like I said, I don't know about tomorrow or the next day, but anyway, you guys take care. Happy holidays, Gone. I look forward to hearing more about your build. All right, peace out, everybody.